I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex in the City, JD.
That's when I was smoking my cigars.
Don't be an asshole today.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi.
I feel like it's been forever.
Oh my God, it kind of has been. How are you?
Okay. I'm okay, believe it or not. I feel like it's been since like October, since before your show,
Right?
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't been quite that long, but yes, it does feel that way.
Are you sure?
I'll tell you what, though, I have been enjoying doing the best of series because it reminded me of so many fun guests that we had.
We have had some crackers. I will say, yeah, we have definitely we've had some bangers, man.
And it was hard to pick for the best of. It was hard to choose because we had so many fun guests.
Yeah, I liked how we kind of like grouped them, we had the best of mental health and
Yes.
relationship health, and we had the best of the boys, the best of the Brit, the best
Yeah.
of the celebrities. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was a really good move, and I think we earned a little holiday time off without a doubt.
Yes, we did.
But you can't do everything. You can't do everything over the holidays. Just leave it at that. It was excruciating traveling. We were there for Thanksgiving, and like I can't even tell you like how awful it was to be there and not be able to get to see you, because
I know.
it went by so fast, like so fast. It was ridiculous. Like I think having Thanksgiving there, kind of threw things off for me.
Right. Yeah.
So Thursday was out. Most of Wednesday
Mhm.
was out. And then my mother made plans on that Friday. So those 3 days,
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
me to get settled. And so that really left us like 2 good days,
It's
literally
true.
2 good days.
And
But
then you weren't feeling well, right? Then you got sick.
I started coming down with something right on Thanksgiving Day, and I didn't say anything because I was like, well, I'm just a little scratchy, like I won't drink.
Yeah.
Just, we'll wrap this up. I'll try and go to bed and, knock out whatever it is. And I woke up the next day and I was like, holy Christ, I got something. I don't know what it is. I was testing and, everything. And it was just a really bad cold. And then
Which was
flying with that was
Mhm.
absolutely brutal.
Oh yeah.
I felt like crap on Friday, and we still managed to go to brunch with my mom's friends that they had
Mhm.
put that together, which was it was nice. It was good to see everyone. That was.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I'm convinced it was just like casino crud. Like I just picked up some kind of casino crud. But then like
Probably,
it
yeah.
was festering, on Friday, and then Saturday it was no worse. Sunday, then came the cough.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
like I had the whole stuffed up head. I was just walking around blowing my nose constantly, wearing masks everywhere, washing my hands,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
ridiculously
Mhm.
nervous about flying on Monday. But I did it, and I'll tell you what, that was the worst decision ever, because
Yeah.
being stuffed up and then being on a plane, my hearing didn't come back to like the first week of December. Like I was walking around with ear pods in and using them on transparency like hearing aids, because
Oh.
I couldn't
Oh.
hear anything. And every time I would blow my nose, they would open up a little bit more, but not enough. And one side would open, the other side. It was horrible, and then
Oh my
we just
God.
slid right into, like, for me, just like
Mhm.
wellness week. Like I was just drinking hot tea
Yeah.
and doing honey and lemon,
Mhm.
like just anything to feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was, this the second week, it was just kind of like I still felt like so wiped out from it, even though I didn't have
Mhm.
all the symptoms. I was just ridiculously tired. And
Mhm.
it was, then like you blink and it was Christmas time. Like we didn't even
Oh,
really
yeah.
decorate or
Yeah.
do anything. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Now that you mention it, it probably wasn't too long after my show that we hadn't had a show because I got sick then and I didn't have a voice. I had the thing that I think you got later on because that was going around and it was worse than any COVID anybody had that I knew lately, like this
I kept
past
texting. I'm like, this
new
has to be it. Like this has to
Mhm.
be it. I feel so bad.
Me too.
I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. But it was like, like to be honest with you, I didn't really feel better until like maybe 2 or 3 days before Christmas. Then I kind of came
It was
around.
a lingerer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
linger.
most definitely. But I'm glad that I was, I was okay, for Christmas and New Year's, even though we really,
Mhm.
really didn't do that much. Like for Christmas, it was just me, Gemma, Hazel. And
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like a lot of work because everything's just divided up, like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
doing desserts and some sides and stuffing, and Hazel was making the meats, and Gemma was doing her own little vegan thing. And then we all just kind of helped, put all the food out and, do all the cleaning up. And we had it at Hazel's, which was nice. And we didn't really do anything for Christmas Eve. I think we just had, just Gemma and I had dinner and no big deal. And we did Christmas Day at Hazel's, and then leftovers for 3 days. Just constant
Mhm.
leftovers, which now I understand Boxing Day because you come home with bags full of
Ah,
boxes.
right,
Um,
right, right.
but yeah, we did like the leftovers thing. And then, for New Year's, it was we decided to ring in 2023, having an old ladies New Year's.
And what would that be? Starting out
That
at
was
6?
everybody comes over at 7.
Uh-huh.
It was like the theme was like night of 100 dips. So I had like every different kind of dip you can think of, like guacamole, tzatziki, hummus, sweet chili, like habanero and mango salsa. And I just had breadsticks and chips and different kinds of breads and some lunch meats, like very easy
Mhm, mhm,
stuff. And just had Hazel and Katie. Um,
mhm,
Katie came over, and Hazel, and we just like had a big old catch up because we hadn't seen Katie in ages, like since we got back, because she stayed here, took care of the cats.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So I saw her the day we got in, but I didn't want to, because I felt I didn't want to pass anything on.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it was, yeah, it was like a really super easy night. And then, like as Gemma put it, everybody fuck off at 10.
So you had your
7 to
countdown at
10,
10,
7 to
10,
10. It was
9, 8.
brilliant. But I'll tell you what, this week I have lost track of days. I missed a doctor's appointment between
I had a
Christmas and New Year's.
feeling you were off a day when we were talking
So,
about
I
doing
was
this.
just
And I'm
texting on a
like,
Monday, like, want to do this thing or what? Like, I didn't even know what day it was.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, which I was off a day. I thought like Monday, I thought Tuesday was Monday, the whole week, the whole day. And so,
That's what
but
happened to me. Everybody was off
I,
here Monday.
we were, yeah, we were too, but
Yeah.
I was still doing my usual Christmas Eve, still getting gifts, wrapping, like my tradition, my own personal
Yours
tradition
is
is
high level
wrapping everything
stress.
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does bring a little more stress. And so, but it's less, people don't want, like the kids want gift cards now. It's really hard to get things for the kids
They're
because
personal. Yeah, I
they
felt like
they
that
have
too.
what they want, but then they love a gift card that they can go to Target and go shopping. They
Yeah,
love
it makes them
Target
feel
gift
like they have
cards.
their own money. Like
They
it's
have their own
yeah,
money, right?
they can get
So,
what they want. I was really this year, like because I didn't get to see a lot of Hazel's godkids, who I absolutely adore, like Mackenzie and Craig. I don't get to see Sarah Jane at all anymore because she's engaged now, so she does everything with her fiance's
mhm,
families and stuff like that. But Mackenzie and Craig are like Mackenzie's 16 and Craig I think is 12 or 13, but he's big, he's like playing
mhm,
rugby and
mhm,
all that stuff. So I decided I was going to get like a sports theme. Like I wanted to get him like a Christmas rugby shirt, and I found like a ho 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 shirt, but the O's were rugby balls.
mhm.
And I was
Oh,
like,
cool.
oh, perfect, right? So then I go into sizes and I'm like, do I get man's? Like, there's no size for a teen, for.
Right,
and I'm
right.
like, do I get him? He's big. Do I get a men's large? Do they wear him big? And so I ended up getting him that shirt. And then I got Mackenzie, who's 16, but she's, tall and a little bit slender.
Yeah.
Do I get her a ladies? Do I get her girls? Do I get her a
Yeah,
men's?
in between years.
And I got her like a great, because she's very athletic too. And I got her a great one of a girl soccer player with the British flag behind it, so it's kind of like a silhouette. And yeah, so I ordered them and I got them all wrapped and everything. And they sent me a picture on Christmas Day in their shirts, and that they
Oh, that's
both of them
nice.
fit. I was just like, oh my God, I'm an amazing shopper.
When you find that perfect gift, it's like then, and sometimes you find it for that one person. So that you got like 10 gift cards, but then the one person you found the gift for that they're gonna love that gift.
Yeah.
Like Joni, did you see she got me Janice Ian's guitar strap?
I did.
I mean, with the
Did
concert.
you notice I didn't make a snarky comment?
I did notice that. Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm gonna put it on my guitar. I bought and returned one guitar. That was my own present to myself, but it was a Taylor. It looked better. I likened it to, I don't know if you saw, I wrote it on Joni's page. I likened it to the online dating, because it looked really great in the picture. And then when you get it in person, it didn't feel right. It didn't look the same. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't a
That's
fit.
so funny.
But I thought it was for me. You can never go by the picture. Life is never like the picture. So
you
I
swiped
returned
right.
that. I didn't take it to any gigs or anything. I didn't even take it to rehearsal, because I didn't want anything to happen to it, because I knew it was probably going back from the minute I opened up the box, and I was like, oh, this looks so much better in the picture. Like, this is kind of cheap feeling. It felt really cheap. It was $2,500. So I expected, you want to be wowed for $2,500, because I haven't gotten a new guitar in probably 15 years. So like, I really wanted this to be my big guitar, another guitar. And then I was like, I gotta really love this and be excited about it when I open the box. So but
that's a little bit of a letdown. Are you
that
able
was
to
a
return it?
letdown. Yes, I got it from Sweetwater, which is great. A lot of musicians use that website. It's mostly online. They do have a store, but it's one store. I think maybe it's in New Jersey. I'm not sure where it is, but it's mostly everyone is an online shopping, and they're known for that you could buy something online and try it and return it. But I want to tell you that for New Year's Eve, we went up to Orlando, literally the night before, decided to do this. Went up to Orlando, not Disney, because like I didn't want to get caught up with the craziness of Disney, Universal,
Right.
and everything was sold out. First, of course, that's what you think when you think Orlando. We went downtown Orlando. I typed in LGBTQ New Year's Eve events, and we went to see a drag show. There's a Hamburger Mary's in downtown Orlando, right by Church Street.
Yes. Yep.
Didn't know that's a chain. It's a small chain.
Oh yeah. There's one in California too.
California. So it was a brand new Marriott you could walk to it. It was right there. So we stayed there and we saw like the best drag show. I have to put pictures up. Oh my God, you would not believe the Reba and Tina Turner. Like, you would have thought, I just kept looking. I mean, they went so far as to have like teeth. So they looked like them. Like, it wasn't just the makeup, it was everything.
Yeah.
I have to send you some pictures. I forgot to post that, but post some pictures from that. But they did lip syncing, so they sounded like them, but it was them. But I mean, they were the nicest people too. Because I always get a little nervous, because sometimes the drag queens want to put the bitchiness shtick on, but they were just like, after they did the show was over at 11:30. So for 30 minutes, they mingled and met the people, and they took pictures if you wanted. And they were just kind of drawn to us. So they kept coming back to us. We were sitting like in a great spot on the end. And so, yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
That's
very impromptu. Yeah. It was kind of
a little getaway, a little entertainment.
Yeah. It was just a different kind of New Year's Eve. I
Yeah.
always feel a little like, I don't know, like New Year's Eve was always weird, like in my family, like everyone cried, the adults. The New Year's Eve the ball would drop and everybody would be crying. And I would like be like, why are they crying? Like, because they would get nostalgic, I guess, like the
Yeah,
older
maybe.
people in the
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
my grandparents, my parents, my aunts, my uncles. So I sometimes like to get away from the family stuff for New Year's Eve
Yeah.
and do
Yeah. You know,
something
I think we all
totally
get
different.
like a little nostalgic for those parties that were like legendary, you know?
Right.
Like I remember my family having some legendary parties and or going to them, you know, when I was in my 20s and
With the
um
coats on the bed, right? Up
yeah,
north,
yeah,
everybody throws the coats on the
yeah,
bed.
all the kids in the playroom, you know, like yeah.
Right.
And then like when you were like old enough to, you know, go out and stuff on your own, you know, that was always fun. And then
Mhm.
I think, you know, probably in the 2000s, like, you know, Donna used to have a wicked, as a matter of fact, they came up on my memories, like some of the pictures, wicked New Year's parties. And, yeah. And, you know, as you get older, to me, it seems like your friendship circle tightens. It gets a
Yes.
little bit
So
smaller.
true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you remember the work that went into those,
Oh yeah.
those big parties
Yeah.
and everything. And it's like, I would rather go a little bit easy, less stress, and you know, just see what's on the tube. It's like,
So you were home and tucked in by real midnight. Your
yeah, well,
midnight was
yeah,
at
you know,
10.
we watch the fireworks and the Big Ben and you know all that kind of stuff. And you know, you wake up the next day. It's like New Year's Day to me was always so boring. You know, you
Mhm.
spent it on the
Right.
couch with a hangover, or you know, taking
Right.
on Christmas
Right.
stuff. And since we didn't have a whole lot of Christmas stuff, that took 5 minutes to
Hmm.
put away 4 gnomes and some candles, and that was pretty much it. But yeah, it was like, you know, I my most stressful thing, this is gonna sound so stupid and ungrateful, but after you've opened up everything and your shit is stacked in front of you and you had this great haul, it's what do I do with this? Like, where do I fit this? Like, my house
Oh,
is so
right.
small. Yeah,
Totally.
my
Totally.
closet is stuffed. I don't have any room for any new clothes. You know,
Uh,
my kitchen is packed. I can't think of an ounce of space for anything. It's like, so it's always like the week, you know, like at Christmas Day, you just shove everything to get it put away,
right.
you know,
Exactly.
and then
Exactly.
that
Now you
week
got to find where
at
it's going to live.
home, right? Then you do a purge to make room for the new stuff. So we were,
Mhm.
you know, purging and cleaning out some drawers
Mhm.
and making room for things and stuff like that. And you know, it's hard when there's no storage space. Like I got this great tabletop soccer game that you play with your thumbs.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like whacking the ball, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any place to put it. Like I'm like, what do we do with
Yeah,
these
I
things?
hear you on that. And I'm going nuts now because I played on the 23rd, which I love playing in the bars, in the pubs
During
at
the holidays?
Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always so warm feeling. And so we played at Irish, Tim Finnegan's Irish pub. And it
Right.
was so pretty. The stage had a Christmas tree on it. It was really nice. And but you know, that was Friday. That left me one less day to do my shopping and whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went away. And so I really didn't have the time to do what you're saying, the purging. And
Yeah.
now I'm getting a little nuts. And I played again last night.
Right.
So and I had rehearsals in between. So now I'm like, I have got to take a day and put everything away because I get like,
Yeah.
you know, like I
Yeah.
just can't. I can't put the blinders on anymore. There's too
Yeah.
much stuff in the way.
Exactly.
But
It's funny because that's what I mean. Like I don't mean it to sound like I'm ungrateful. You know,
mhm.
it's just finding a place for things, you know. And I'm like, you know, like everybody knows like I'm very practical. Like I don't like a lot of frivolous gifts, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I got like a new kitchen knife set and I got like a new coffee carafe and things like that.
Mhm.
Like I said, I have no room, you know, in my kitchen whatsoever. So I've got to swap things out to put the new things in. And then what do you do with the old
Right,
stuff, right? And then
right,
we
right.
made this executive decision because of course my mother doesn't buy presents, she just sends money. So we got a 43-inch television.
Oh, yeah, your television.
There it is.
Are you enjoying it? Is it
I love it.
everything?
Yeah. It's got a nice crisp picture and one remote. One
Oh,
remote.
that's nice. One
Easy.
remote.
Yeah, it's like, it's fantastic. And like all your streamers come up so you can just Paramount, Peacock, who, whatever, it's right there. It's
Right,
so easy.
right.
You can just talk into it and like, back to cable.
Oh, I love that.
Switch
Yeah,
over to your
yeah.
cable box or whatever. So yeah, that's been an absolute blessing. But what to do with the old one?
With the old one, right?
So I gave that to my old pub worker, Carrie. And
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, like and it was perfect because we swapped it out, put it in the box. So there was all the protection,
Oh, there you
put-
go. Yeah.
made sure everything was there. The remotes were working, put fresh batteries in, all that kind of stuff. And then Hazel and I drove it over to Kingston and dropped it off for her. It was like a dump and drive, like it didn't stay or anything, but here's a new TV. Bye. But I always collect things, they're like such a young couple and they've got, one
Oh,
kid
that's
now.
nice.
So like anything that I'm getting rid of, I always take a picture of it, send her a message. Did you want this? I brought her over like a Dyson fan, a couple of Dyson fans because we got new ones, and the TV. So she's set for summer. She's got a new TV.
There you go.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a win-win. Everybody wins. So because
That's
I never,
awesome.
like if something's busted, I'm just gonna throw it out. But if something
Right.
still has some life in it, like
Oh, yeah.
find
And
somebody
people,
who wants
there are
something.
people that'll really feel blessed with that too, as you were with the new one, because it's
Yeah.
new to them. So
Exactly. It's way bigger than what they had. And, it's nice because it's great for like a corner spot, because
mhm.
so yeah, hopefully. And I'm pretty sure her boyfriend is a gamer. So that's
Oh, there you go.
fun, like to play your games on a bigger TV, which I know because I just
Right.
got 2 new games for Christmas. So yeah.
And they don't take up much room, the games. That's good.
Right. I already got the PlayStation. Like yeah. So those are good gifts like that. But finding the time to do it now. Yep. Not gonna
Right.
happen. Yeah, like all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I actually have work to do. Like I've got stuff I got to get to Linda Anderson. I've got people. I was talking to a couple of people about the idea that I have for my next book, and they're like, oh, you need to get on that. And I'm like, I kind of do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like all stuff that you can kind of go at.
Did you start on that yet? Did you start your book?
I did not. I did not. And I did like I finally like got to record some things that I needed to record with Donna to take the next step in the cartoons.
Oh, yeah, those are
So-
going really great.
Yeah, those are going so good. I think we're at 100,000 now, 100,000 views.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's so funny which ones get the big numbers, it's always something that's a little racy or naughty, those hashtags, man, those hashtags, I'm learning it's the hashtags that make the difference, but
Really?
they're fun because they're so quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And people don't, and they don't need to know, but they don't realize how much work, goes into those.
Right. Oh, I
Finding
bet. Yeah.
Finding a clip that's, that you can size down to a minute and not lose the context of what's being said.
Oh, yeah. I
Right.
get
Or
that.
shows were 2 hours.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so what I do is I find like a funny 5 minutes and then I just edit to keep it funny, keep the context and get it down to like a minute for those reels. And that's
Yeah.
will take a whole day,
I
And if
mean, I can feel you on that, because in doing those best ofs, I was taking the hour show that we do, or the 40 minutes, and moving it down to 20 minutes and trying to get the best of that best of,
Right,
and so
yeah.
I get that, because you have a lot of content to go through to still try to keep the content. You're right.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to lose is the context, because you remember how good it was, or I
Right,
remember
right.
how funny that was, but as you chop it down and somebody might be hearing it for the first time, if they don't have all the
Right,
bits
right.
on either end of it, it's like, is it still going to be funny? So
That
yeah,
is so true.
sometimes that can take like, I'll, make maybe like 6 1-minute clips and it'll take
Yeah.
the entire afternoon,
Oh, I get it.
yeah. So that's, like I really have to carve out days to just do that. And then once I get, like a couple batches of those and I send them off,
Mhm.
that's when, my free time kind of opens up because I know they need a little
Yeah.
time to work with them to make all the characters do whatever they're doing. So, once those are, off to her, I can work on book stuff, or I can, work on the other thing. I have to edit the clips that me and Donna did because I just
Oh,
recorded
yeah.
a whole conversation. And so we're like laughing and goofing and saying, would you say it this way? Would you say it that way? Okay, ready? Okay, line 40. And then we
Right,
say the
right.
line. But I got to edit all that shit out and just send Linda the line. So that's
Yeah, yeah.
that's another project for this upcoming week. And so I feel like if I could just, I just need Monday to happen, and
Yeah.
I'll be back in a groove.
You'll be back on track of what the
Yeah,
week.
exactly,
It was a
exactly.
short week.
It's been so
Well, I
weird.
just
And does
found
it feel
out.
like new? Does it feel like a new year?
I don't, the only reason it does is because I'm writing 23 now on checks and things and
Yeah,
documents
that's
for
right.
work and
Yeah.
whatever. But I was gonna ask you, well, I was gonna say before I want to ask you, do you get the L word
Yeah.
yet there,
Yeah.
the new one? Before I ask you about that, I wanted to say I just found out before this show today that I'm going to be doing Pride, Palm Beach Pride. So I'm
Oh,
really
the one
excited
at
about that.
Lake Bryant?
Yeah, Bryant Park. Yeah, in Lake
Bryant
Worth.
Park. That's my favorite
Um,
one. That's my favorite one.
Me too. And
Love it.
the reason I'm extra excited is this is one of the few times I'll be doing a Pride event with my band. Because 9 times out of 10, I play it
It's you.
solo.
Right.
I did one years ago in Wilton Manors, the Stonewall with the band. And then this year they want the band. So I'm super excited about
Oh.
that.
Do you know the dates of that, Jay?
It is, let me look it up. I want to say it's in March.
That's good.
I don't have my date yet, but he told me to mark out the weekend and he'll let me know the date.
Because
So
I'm
yeah.
in March.
Oh, how awesome would that be if you're here? Let me look it up because I had looked it up and I thought I'm in time. It's going to be in March for sure. So let me see. And then I wanted to ask you what you thought of the L word. Have you seen it? Have you watched it yet so far? Any of the episodes?
Yeah, we're all the way. I think we're current. The last one we watched was the one with the music.
Oh, what'd you think of that? What did you think? What I thought? Like not unnecessarily cheesy or something?
I was like, oh, it just seemed like a lot of work to get to where they needed to be, for everybody
Yes.
realizations. And I was like,
Yeah. And if you want, I don't know if you looked at the social media on it, but the general consensus of the fans did not like the idea. And a lot of people thought it was like the beginning of the end, like the last ditch effort to try to save the show. And I don't know if it's
I was
that.
like, how dare you kind of mode. Like, how dare you
Yeah.
use up my time for your
Yeah.
frivolous pet project? Like that's what it
Agreed.
felt like,
It was it was unnecessary. They could have gotten totally what you said. They could have gotten the messages and gotten to where they were without all of that. It still would have been a really good show if
Yeah.
they would have just done
Yeah,
it. Sam's the musical and
don't get me wrong. I give them credit
retro.
for trying something new, and everybody had to learn how to dance and sing and blah blah blah. But I was just like, not on my time, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it was
Yeah.
a little over the top, but
Yeah.
I think that the messages were good. And Dana was, wow, like she looks so different. I would have never recognized her.
Yeah, it took me a good minute to say,
I
like I
know.
kept saying, is that her or is someone playing her? Is that her?
Right.
Or
And
someone
the
playing her?
way, and she said, oh, you got old. And then she's just like, that's the only way they referenced that she doesn't look. But you know what was weird? Like all the other actresses from that time, from the first one, they still look great. I mean, not that the actress that played Dana, I don't know her name, didn't look okay, but she didn't look like, she didn't stay
She
look
looking like she's not
Hollywood.
doing, she's not doing
Right.
in front of the camera stuff anymore. And
Yes, yes,
do what you want.
exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think the last picture I saw of Pam Grier, I was like, woo.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, the ones that are doing it, obviously, they've kept themselves up really, really well. They don't
They
age,
have, yeah.
like they don't age at all.
At
And
all.
maybe it's
Jennifer
like
Beals.
you're working with people that are 15 and 20 years younger than you, like you got to be a little bit
Right,
nervous
right.
going
That's
into that,
true.
but
And
yeah, I'm not super thrilled with the whole season. I don't think that
mhm,
I don't think that Shane should try and settle down. I don't think that she should be
yeah,
in a monogamous relationship. I think she should be the lone flame that
right, right.
represents people that don't want that.
Exactly,
Let Alice be
exactly.
the one that finds it, because she seems
Mhm,
like the one that wants it the most.
right, right.
In the back, whatever, spoiler alert, they're fine. And then I don't care about the other people. I don't. I don't I don't care about any of them. None of them, like not one. I don't care about them. I'm like, oh my God. I'm looking at my phone the whole time it's on. I
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
I
it's
like Rosie O'Donnell in it. I like Carrie's
yeah.
the
I've always
personality of the way she's just a
I
little
feel she's
insecure,
more representative of the
more
real.
like a normal person.
Yes,
Yeah. And
exactly. So
she's
much more relatable than any of the other ones. And Tina, like I've always felt like I could handle Tina,
yeah.
you know.
I love the way she was describing the walk through the parking lot of the bowling alley.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to walk without shoes. There's needles. There was some poop on the floor, or whatever she said. It may or not been human, and you
Yeah.
don't want to get that on your shoe. I almost stepped in it. It was like she kept going on about that.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought that was funny, but
Yeah.
yeah, I have to agree. I'm not crazy about the season. And you know what it is? There's too many stories going on when they
Our
don't really
storylines. I felt that way
make
about the new
anything
queer as folk.
full.
Right.
Yeah,
But I felt that
exactly.
way, yeah, about the
Yeah,
new queer as folk too. And I feel like there
yeah.
was too much going on. They were trying to tick too many boxes. And
And you don't
everybody
get
does it.
enough of anything.
I'll tell you, like we were just talking about, I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, my God, when it becomes so glaringly obvious that they
Mhm.
just went right down the line and said, I'm gonna put a black and a Latino and a disabled person, and we're gonna an interracial couple, and we're gonna and so they just go doom 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 doom. And it's like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that represents
Mhm.
the footprint of the country now, like
Yeah,
it's real,
right.
it's happening, and people need to get used to it. It needs to be in their face. There needs to be that kind of representation. You need to get comfortable with trans people, you need to get comfortable with disabled
Mhm.
people, you need to get comfortable with interracial relationships. I get that, but it's every single thing, and it feels it feels forced.
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew that
100%.
this was coming. I knew this was coming when I published my book, and they came back and said, can you put maybe like a black person in your book, or can you put like a multiracial person or an ethnic person? And I was like, I write about what I know, and I don't feel
Mhm,
comfortable writing a character like
mhm.
that, because
Yeah, yeah.
I would be making up what I think their life is like, and that feels
Mhm.
untrue. So I had a hard time coming to grips with that. But
Yeah.
I understand it, and I now it's like I've taken that note, and I will be sure, when I'm writing next time to be inclusive, because I think
Yeah, yeah.
that's what
That's what
everybody
it
just wants to
is.
see. They just want to see inclusivity for, it's like, it's funny, like I've been watching this shit show of Congress trying to vote in a Speaker of the House. They're on their 10th vote, and they have not agreed on a Speaker of the House. But every time they pan that floor, and I'm like, rich old white guy, rich old white guy, rich old white guy. It's like, oh
Right?
my God,
True.
it's like
It's
someone just
true.
painted it all white, it's like, oh my God.
That is true.
So I understand it. Like I'm looking at it and I'm seeing that, and I get why people get angry about it. I really, really
Mhm.
do. And I
Well,
wouldn't.
they've even done that with the Hallmarks. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
you watch them, but I never noticed actually, but they were always all, not only were they all white people and straight people, they never had a gay storyline. They were always really pretty, very waspy white people.
Yeah.
Everyone had little noses and blue eyes and blonde hair, and no one. And I noticed even now with the white people, they're not as beautiful, I guess to say. They might have a little bit bigger nose or an overbite, or you know what I'm saying? Like they're not like the Barbie and Ken people that they
Right.
used to have on the
That's
on
one
the show.
step. That's one
Yeah,
step.
and they do have some black storylines, and then they do have some gay. They touch upon the gay couples, but they're
I
always
saw a little
the side story.
hellfire, some hellfire that Candace Cameron Bure took.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For going
Yeah.
to the
She
Great American
started
Fan.
her own channel or something. I don't know. I didn't really
Yeah,
look
it's
into that too
culty.
much, but
Feels a little culty, man. People jumped on her like nobody's business. Unbelievable.
yeah, I didn't see the
You know,
reason for that. I don't know why she was doing fine on Hallmark, and
I think it's because Hallmark, and I'm just saying, I don't know for fact. Some people out there, I'm speculating here, but I think it was because they do want to go down a more inclusive route. And
right,
not part
right,
of her religion and her
right,
scope.
right.
I don't think it's part of her scope at all. So I
Yeah.
think that's why she made the jump. But when I feel like that gets to be too much, all that stuff, I'm gonna tell you a little secret.
Mm-hmm.
I find the way to balance it out a
Mhm.
little bit is to go back and watch an old, long-running sitcom.
Ah,
Like I am watching
right.
Cheers from season 1. From
Wow,
season 1, yeah.
that's going back.
Because I've completely forgot about it. And I'll tell you, there's been some questionable stuff, but I keep reminding myself it was in 1984,
Mhm,
1982
mhm,
then, 1984,
mhm.
but like, the writing was just so sharp, and the
Yeah,
acting was
yeah.
so good with Ted Danson and Shelley Long. And now I'm into the Rebecca Howe, the
Oh,
Kirstie
right.
Alley, and Woody
Yeah,
Harrelson.
yeah.
They look like babies. It's unbelievable.
I know,
But it's
right?
fun to go back and remind yourself of a time when people weren't offended by a lot of,
Yeah, right. You're
and
right.
like
So
that one writer from Friends, like for months, I kept seeing the same apology tour that they were on, saying, well, it didn't occur to us, to have black
Mhm.
friends, and it didn't occur to us that we might have been insulting gay people, with Chandler's
Yeah,
comments. And
that was a different
it's like,
time.
why are you holding this woman's face against a grill?
Right?
Like,
You're right.
none of us got
Nobody
it. Like,
did. Right.
but I think
It's
that
true.
people get more upset that like a streaming platform would buy it and stream it now.
Right,
Like there's,
right,
another,
right.
and so that, that part I get, but I'm just like, wow, because in between watching like all the Cheers, we just got the Connors without
Oh.
Roseanne, right? The rebooted Roseanne without Roseanne, and it's so much
Yeah.
better.
Uh,
It was so great to see actors from like really familiar roles, like Richard Webber from Grey's Anatomy playing Dan's friend Chuck, who
yeah.
when he was playing Chuck, there was no Grey's Anatomy, so he's back playing,
Right.
and all of a sudden you're like, hey, that's Dr. Webber,
That's
and the same
right.
thing with,
That's
and
right.
so many people like, that's Peggy Bundy,
Right.
playing,
That's true.
like it was,
Yeah.
that's the kid from the Wonder Years playing the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Like I was just blown away by how many people, the guy from Veep, like I was just like, I'm like, it's so great to see them playing different characters than the ones that we've pigeonholed them in,
Exactly.
because they were
You
in a
know,
successful long running show and now they're paying the price there, but to
you
see
know
them in
what I
something
just
else is great.
remembered? It's true. I just remember we were just talking about my sister and I about Helen Hunt. She came up on my Instagram the other day, and I hadn't seen her in forever, like in anything, but she's doing a play in London. She was doing a play in London for a while,
Yeah.
and theater. And she played on the Odd Couple. She played Felix's daughter, Edna Unger.
Yes.
And I'm like, She was Edna Unger. She was
Yes.
one of the Edna Ungers. There were a couple
Yes.
of different Edna Ungers. And then I think she played on Mary Tyler Moore, Murray's daughter. I think she was in one
Oh,
of the
maybe.
episodes
Yeah,
that she
she
played
was in a lot
Murray's
of
daughter
things.
when
You're
she was
right.
a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. It is fun to see those people, you know,
I
in
was like,
other
I'm watching
roles.
Cheers, and all of a sudden I'm like, who is that playing Sam's date? And I'm like, man, that face is familiar. So of course I got to go to IMDb and look it up. And I'm like, yeah, that's the girl from Eight Is Enough.
Oh, I remember that
Like, it's just
show.
flipping
Yeah.
me out, like, holy moly, there's so many. And then
That is
Kramer
true.
is in it, playing like a normal guy, and I'm like, it's way before Seinfeld,
Oh, right.
so many, yes, and it's just, it, it's wild, it's what, but the
Mhm.
balance of watching an old show like Cheers and allowing yourself to laugh at something that today would be so offensive. Then you watch a show like The Conners, and it's so progressive,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
got like a gay son and a rebel, Darlene got a gay son, and then it's just a lot more. I mean, they're
Mhm.
talking about being destitute, and they're making fun of the fact that, that of the situation that they're in, like about to
Right,
lose their house,
exactly.
that kind of stuff. And they tackled such serious issues, like everything from like when they said that Roseanne OD'd, it was just like, what?
I know, right?
Yeah. And then like the gun violence one was like, woof. But I
Mhm.
also like the fact that they went back to, a couple of years ago when they would do a live version, even though it says it's filmed in front of a live audience, they're broadcasting
Yeah.
it live.
Oh, okay.
Right. So then, like, at one
Wow.
point, they were like, yeah, at one point, they were like, one scene ended and they're like, go, Sarah, go, go. And she's like running across the sound set to the next place where the next scene is. Like, I was just like, oh my God, that's fantastic. Like, I remember when
Mhm.
every once in a while they would, I think it was like, like NBC would do it every once in a while, but that, I love that kind of stuff. Like anything
Mhm.
on live TV. Because I wonder, like, in the beginning, I guess I just didn't catch it in the beginning, but they said The Conners is filmed before a vaccinated COVID negative masked up audience, and it was like, oh man, that was
Are
brilliant.
they serious? Were they serious or were they
Yeah,
making
because
a
when she
joke?
was running and it panned the audience, everybody was sitting there in masks,
Oh, that is funny.
but it was
The
yeah,
times we live in are so different now.
honestly,
So different.
it's so weird. Like, I just like I went, wow, it's 2023, we've got a new COVID variant that everybody's stressing about
Oh
now.
yeah, what is that? Is somebody, I
It's
read
the
something
new one.
about it.
It's more highly transmissible, more transmissible than
Oh
the other one.
God,
But
is that
there's that.
terrible?
There's like the fact that we have no working Congress, so it's like there's no laws, there's no rules, nothing.
Yeah,
And then, like,
nobody noticed.
nobody. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, we're like rolling into this year with this buffoon show on the floor
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
U.S. Capitol, and we got another variant, and Dr. Fauci's retiring. I don't know how I'm gonna live without him saving the day. It's just, yeah, it's like these weird things that should be mind blowing, and yet
Right?
we're so numb to them.
We're so numb
We're
to
so
everything.
numb to the
So numb.
government being a bunch of fools, and the COVID variants that are going around, and it's like, wow, like I don't know, like, nothing shocks me anymore.
Right? It is true.
Nothing shocked. I'll tell you what shocked me was this Buffalo, that safety that went into cardiac arrest on the field.
Oh yeah. What happened? Did he,
He
is he,
took a
did he
hit.
die?
No, 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 no. He took a hit, and it didn't look like a bad hit, and he actually
Yeah.
stood up. He stood up like he was gonna be fine, and then he just like
Yeah.
fell down. And they all rushed out there, and they were doing CPR on the field, and it was like everything just came to a standstill for like 20 minutes. Like
Oh my God.
both teams, I mean, it was so traumatic for them to stand there watching that. You could
Right.
see it on all their faces, on the coaches' faces. They suspended the game. Thank God they postponed the game. They they got him breathing on the field, or they got him a pulse on the field. I think they, had trouble, they had to restart his heart again at the hospital. So, the fact that those medical professionals like started his heart on the field and got him in the ambulance and got him to the hospital, I think, like they legit saved his life. And
Oh
he
God.
he was doing better. Like there was no word the next day, there was no word the following day. He was doing better yesterday, and today he woke up and his first words were, "Who won?"
Oh,
God.
at least he knew where he was and what was going
Yeah,
on.
so they were saying
Yeah.
that, thank God, because when you don't have oxygen going to your brain,
Oh
the
yeah.
big worry is, will he have, will there be neurological damage? Will there be motor damage? Any of that stuff?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, it was a lot. And it was like, man, like, I don't think Buffalo can take anything more. They had the
Oh,
shooting at the supermarket. They had this fucking blizzard that was so bad at
uh,
Christmas time. I mean, like, how much can one community
right,
take through?
right.
And then they live for football and they had that happen. I was so amazed at the stuff that the community did. Like his mom had a charity and he was promoting it with a GoFundMe. And the day before, it had $2,500 it had raised over Christmas.
Yeah.
Today it's at 6.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
right. And
Wow.
like they lit up the falls blue. They lit up in Cincinnati. They were lighting like all their landmarks up in blue. There was a kid from Canisius High School that makes projections for your house, like
Mhm.
the holidays.
Oh yeah.
Made a pray for number 3.
Oh wow. Oh,
And
that's nice.
like every NFL football team changed their social media to number 3. And
Oh,
like it's been like, honestly, it's been across the country. Like it just seems like people he was he was so like humble, like
mhm.
in interviews and stuff like that, really humble, not like a camera hog, or
Yeah, yeah.
like he wasn't one of those kind of guys. And to see him bring 2 teams of grown athletes to their knees in tears,
Oh,
like it was just,
yeah.
it was a lot. And sometimes I just wonder, is it the global state that we're in, that when something like that stops you in your tracks, it's like you can actually be emotional because everything on top of this thing.
Everybody else
Yeah.
is.
So yeah, it was just one of those things. It's like, go ahead and cry, like just go ahead, cry, let it out. Yeah,
By the way, Pride is March 26th and 25th and 26th. Are you here?
I think that's my last weekend.
Oh man, that'll be awesome.
I think that's my last weekend. How fantastic is that?
Oh, maybe we could do something like announce the show from my set, like when I play.
Yeah.
I'll say something from if you're there or something, if you want to come up and or whatever you feel comfortable doing, come up and we'll say something about it.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Like I will, the best part about Palm Beach Pride too is that they do it in March. It's not sticky hot.
Yes.
There's a nice breeze
Absolutely.
coming off that
Yes.
lake. It's,
Yeah.
it's small, it's contained,
Love that one.
whoever is there, you're gonna see them, no matter
Exactly.
where you are in that little park.
Exactly. Yes. And the
Oh,
other thing
man.
is most all of them do it in June, and I get it because of Stonewall and everything. But
Yeah.
here it rains every single year.
Yeah.
So I love the fact I don't want to say this now and jinx it, but I love that they do it in March because there's less chance of that happening than
Yeah.
if you do it in June when there's a deluge almost every single
Every
year.
day. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited about that.
Yeah, I think that this,
out.
honestly, that's the better one. That's the better
Mhm.
one to do.
And I played it the last time in 2018 when you were here. I played
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were on your own though.
I was on my own.
Yeah.
Like I said, 9 times out of 10, I've played those just me.
I
And
remember
because
bringing you a book because you wanted me
yes,
to.
and you were gonna, and you signed my book.
Yeah.
And I think I held it up on stage and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, I've always played those solo because for years before the last few years, they were always just equipped for the drag queens, so
Yeah.
the drag shows and solo acoustic. So there was not really, the setup on stage wasn't conducive for a band. But
Oh.
last year they had bands at this one and it was really nice. So I'm
So they learned a
excited
little
about that.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
that was a nice setup. So
That's great.
yeah.
I'm gonna go, and you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I make Desiree and Janine come.
Oh, awesome. I haven't seen them in forever.
Me neither. And I
Forever.
say it every time I'm in town.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I'm pretty sure. I think I am the 13th to the 30th.
That'll be great.
Pretty sure. I know it's a little bit longer this time.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
good. And
yeah.
we'll try to get together.
Yeah,
during
oh
that
yeah, for
time.
sure. There's yeah, I just like I just feel like every trip, I want to be there longer,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
my mom. Like
yeah,
it's rough. Like she's really, really slowed down a lot. Like
yeah.
I think after that bout of COVID that she had in August, like when she bounced back from that, that brought on an MS exacerbation.
Oh,
So she
yeah.
had lost
Yeah.
lost her mobility entirely, like couldn't use her legs or anything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because when she has a fever of any sort, 1, 2 degrees, whatever, a fever, that brings on an exacerbation, which affects
Oh,
legs and everything. So not only did she have COVID, but that brought on like a huge MS exacerbation, and it takes her like a really long time to come out of that. So
is she on the other
when she
side of it?
does, it's just a little less, like
Yeah.
stamina
Oh,
is
yeah.
a little less. She can't stand for any length of time. Um,
Oh,
so she's literally given up like cooking, cleaning, so she's got these
yeah.
great cleaning girls that my friend
Oh,
put her in touch with. She's got fantastic cleaning girls, and they're so
that's so good.
sweet with her. They're so nice. I can hear them in the background when I'm talking to her on the phone.
That's so important to know
Yeah,
that.
like she's
Far
like,
away.
my God, I forgot my iPad. And they're like, oh, Miss Marlene, here you go. Like,
Oh,
bring it to her and everything, like, so they're just like super, super sweet. And Rick does a lot of, the grocery. He does all the grocery shopping, all the cooking, all the
oh,
laundry.
what a
And
man.
yeah, and
Wow.
Nadine is there, and she like changes the sheets and she does a little bit of cleaning, but she
Yeah.
also like, will say, do you need me to prep anything for dinner?
Mhm.
And my mom will say, well, I think Rick took out some ground beef. Maybe we should stuff some peppers. And Nadine will, like stuff peppers, and then all
Oh,
Rick has to do is put it in the oven. So,
wow.
she's got a lot of help. The other day
Yeah.
she FaceTimed me, and my friend Shani was over there, and she's like an actual hurricane in your house. She's just like a ball of energy. And she was cooking, and my mom's like holding the phone, and Shani's like talking to me while she's cooking in my mother's kitchen. She's opening, closing all these things, and whatever. And she's making my mother this phenomenal lunch. She kept,
Oh,
comes rolling in
oh.
with 2 huge bags from Fresh Market. And
Uh,
so,
that's
it's
got to be a good feeling for you, like of comfort that she's got such a
yeah,
support
yeah,
system
because her biggest,
far away.
the hardest thing, with her short-term memory being so bad, is that she had so much fun, and it was so good to catch up with Shani. And but like 2 weeks from now, she'll say to me, "Oh, nobody ever comes over. Like, I'm so bored."
Oh,
No one,
yeah.
and I have to remind her, I'm like, you got Nadine, you got Rick, Shani was just there. Oh yeah, Shani was just here, or she goes like once a month, her girlfriends come over and they bring bagels and cream cheese, and all my mother has to do is
Oh,
a
how
button on the coffee
nice.
maker, and they three of them get together and catch up. But it
Aw,
doesn't, like she'll say, no one ever comes over, and I go, weren't the girls just there?
yeah,
Like that kind of.
right.
So you
Is
gotta
it
kind
that
of.
she doesn't remember or it's not enough? Like I know my mom will say, I'm alone all the time. And
Yeah,
but now if you didn't know her,
Right,
You would think, oh my God, the girls, her three daughters, they leave her alone all the time.
right,
She
right.
was alone from 3:30 when the lady leaves that stays with her till 5:30 when my sister comes home. And then on some days it might be 3 to 4 hours if my sister works late. I'm like, Mom, that is not
It's
all the
unknown.
time. And it's
Yeah.
barely alone. It's the
Yeah.
time you nap, but like if you didn't
Yes,
know, you would think we were leaving her alone all the time. So
that's what I do
sometimes
think it is
it's
too, is that my
respectful.
mom, like, she doesn't even get up until like 11 or 11:30.
Yeah.
She has her little ice mocha drink and she has her little
Oh.
slices, like Rick even slices an apple every morning, puts it in a little Tupperware container in the fridge for her so she has apples and
Oh.
yogurt. So she does
He's
that and she's scrolling, on her iPad and
yeah,
scrolling.
yeah. Get
And
going
then
for the day.
Nadine will come over at 12:30 and she stays until about 2:30, 2:30,
Mhm.
and then my mother takes a nap until like 5. Like that's
Yeah,
a
there's the
huge chunk of
day.
her day, and she's only been up an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? And then she takes her nap, and then she goes, "I'm so bored," and I'm like, "I." But Monday, Mondays and Fridays, she does her casino thing, and that
That's
it's
nice. She
it's
still does
stimulation.
that.
Like it's the kind of stimulation that, I mean, even when I was there, the 3 times that we went, we did so good, so good. Like jackpot here, host bonus there, progressive drop there. Like I was like reaping it in and then running off to the Apple store with Gemma to get her the
I
headphones and the
love
new
that you
phone. And
didn't put it back in the machine. That's awesome. You went back
because
to
somebody was
Apple.
there, because Gemma was there saying, "We're
Yeah.
leaving, we're leaving."
You
Or
need
Rick,
that person
Rick
to
was
tell
calling.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Like the one day that Gemma didn't want to go, that Friday after Thanksgiving, she didn't want to go. So we went and met my mom's friends and had lunch and stuff. And then I had to drop one of them off. And this is the thing at their age, like my mom's in the front, I'm driving, my mom's in the front seat and Terry's in the back seat. We're driving her home and Gemma's in the back seat. And we're going to drop her off back at my mother's. And me and my mom are going to go to the casino. So that's the day planned out. So we leave
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
place and we're going down Wiles Road or whatever. And I go, "Okay, Terry, tell me which way I'm going." And Terry and her husband were staying at a B&B because all the kids were in town. They were all staying at the one house and they didn't want B&B
Mhm.
motion. So they were staying at an Airbnb. And so she's about to tell me where to turn. And my mother goes, "It's in North Springs."
Mm.
And Terry goes, "No, Marlene, I'm not staying with my daughter." And I'm like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, "Am I going in the right direction?" And Terry goes, "I think so. It's on Windsor Boulevard." And I'm like,
Mm.
I lived here for 25 years and I know Windsor Boulevard. So I'm like, "Are you sure it's Windsor Boulevard?" She goes, "Yep, like around Coral Ridge, somewhere around Coral Ridge." I'm like, "Okay." Driving down, right? And like, I'm not really familiar with all these new parts past
Mhm.
Wiles, you know what I mean? Like north of Wiles. So I'm just driving, like I'm looking for Windsor Boulevard. Gemma says to Terry, "Do you have a printout or anything like with your Airbnb? Do you know the actual like number of the house?" So Terry takes out this piece of paper and it's got everything on it. And Gemma's like, "Wyndham Lakes Boulevard."
Oh my God. I
I'm
was
like,
gonna
"Well,
say,
shit,
was
man,
there a
I
Windsor
know where
Boulevard?
that is. I'm a half an hour from it." And to turn around, drive all the way back to Wyndham Lakes. My mother's still going, "North
Oh my
Springs." I'm like,
God.
"Shut up, it's not North Springs." All this shit going, I'm trying to. We drop Gemma off, and me and my mother go to the casino. And this is where I had my 2 huge wins, right? Like 1,200 there, 900 there.
Awesome.
And like, this is insane. All of a sudden, my phone rings and it's Rick. And I'm like, "Okay, hello." And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Aren't you guys coming back for pizza? You said we were doing pizza Friday night." Gemma's got a
Aw.
gluten-free, dairy-free pizzas or whatever out here. And, what do we do? And I'm like, "Well," like, I'm so mad because I'm winning, right? I'm
Now
like, "What time is it?" And he's like, "Well, it's about 5. But I figure by the time you guys get here, it'll be like 5:30.
Mm.
Like, all right." He's like, "Are you with your mother?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, where is she?" I go, "I don't know. Like, we're not together. Like, it's a big confusion."
You gotta find her first.
I go, "Maybe she's going to get the free vodka. The only reason we're here was because there was a free giveaway."
Oh,
He goes,
the vodka she doesn't drink.
She didn't get the vodka yet." I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not with her. We don't." shoulder to shoulder, we walk in and we separate or whatever, and then I
Yeah.
come later on. So now I'm like, he's like, well, I've been trying to call her and she's not answering. I sent her a text, she didn't get it. And I'm like, all right, goodbye. So now I've got to walk the whole entire casino and find her. I'm furious
I
that I
know.
had to get off the machine that I was winning on, right?
He
God.
saved you because you might have put it back and you might not have left with your 1,200 and
And
900.
when you're on a hot streak, you're on a hot streak, and it doesn't matter because
I'm not a gambler, so
now I
don't get
find my mother and she's playing this machine. She goes, look at the thing. And I'm like, oh yeah. So it says it's got to drop 1,000, right? And it's on 97.
Oh,
And it's this whole row of machines, right? So anybody playing this machine can win the progressive bonus.
oh,
She's
yeah.
like, get some money out and get on this machine next to me, right? Banging away. And I'm like, Rick just called. He's mad that we're not, banging and we're talking and I'm banging away. And he's mad that we're not getting pizza or whatever. And all of a sudden, boom, it drops on my machine.
Wow.
Bonus $1,000. So I'm like, okay.
Wow. Was that on top of the 1,200?
Yes. Yes.
So what'd you win? Like $3,000?
I think I left there with like 3,500.
Wow, that was awesome.
Right. So my mom's going, what? And I'm like, I know, I don't want to go either. My mother was up like 500 at that point. I'm throwing her hundreds because I'm loaded, so I'm giving her more money.
I still think she did you a favor. I still think you did the right thing to leave.
We ended up having to leave. But here's the thing. So my mother calls Rick and he goes, do you want me to order the pizza and you guys pick it up on the way home?
He wanted his pizza.
Right. And I'm furious. I'm still not over the fact that I gotta leave in the middle of this winning streak. So my mother's like, yeah, go ahead, order the pizza. We'll pick it up on the way home. So we're coming out of the casino. We come out on State Road 7. And then we're going down Wiles. And then I'm like, where are we getting the pizza from? She was like, Pasquale's. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I'm going down University, right? Going down University. I'm heading towards the only Pasquale's I know of on Royal Palm. And my mom goes, where are you going? And I'm
There's
like,
another one.
Pasquale's. She goes, this isn't the way to Pasquale's. And I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, the Pasquale's is over by Home Depot, back on Wiles. Again,
that's the one I go to, the one on Wiles.
Half an hour out of my way. She's laughing so hard, she's peeing herself.
Oh my
God. And I'm like, oh my God, I just can't believe this is happening to me.
All the poor man wanted was a pizza.
And that's, you know what? I didn't even go. I went straight home because I was like, my mom just peed herself. I'm laughing to the point where I'm gonna pee myself. We need to use the bathroom.
Pizza.
I walked in. I got the vodka. And he just grabbed the keys. He just grabbed the keys out of my hand and walked right past me and went, guys.
Oh my God!
I'll pay for it without my water.
He didn't care. He wanted the pizza.
Care.
I'm so glad we got to catch up tonight. This was awesome.
Holidays with the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, you know what? Come back in March. There's no holidays going on. Everything is back to
That's great.
It's a better time. I mean, I feel like for Gemma, it was like a Barbie doll when you grab her by the hair and you go like this.
Yeah.
I feel like her trip was like, it was just, there's my mom, there's the house, there's Donna, here's the casino, here we're going. And that it was like over, you know?
Yeah.
It was like Thanksgiving, but with Rick's family. And I don't know, I think she's only spent like maybe 2 holidays with, they're the Long Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Long Islanders.
It's
a different kind of people.
Different,
you know?
different. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah. Well, different from the Buffalo people, yes.
Different from the Buffalo people in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
They do like the arm hitting when they, hey, how you doing? Hey,
yeah, because you guys are upstate.
Hey, grab me those rolls. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Hey, and like, you know, Rick's brother is kind of like a man child.
Yeah.
Like he, you know, anything he talks about is just like not in the realm of what a grown-up would talk. Like he went, did you see that new Eddie Murphy Haunted House movie? And I'm like, no, because I'm a grown-up. Like, what are you talking about? Do you watch Star Wars? I'm like, no, nerd. I don't like nothing. There was just nothing we could.
There's nothing in common. Oh my
But
God.
it went fine. It's good to see everybody and catch up and all that kind of stuff. It was like it just went by so fast. It was crazy. I saw my Italians, my straight Italian friends, like literally on the way out the door, like the last day. And I didn't even get to see Ginger, which I was really mad because she moved to
That
California.
would, yeah. It was a
So,
whirlwind for sure. And getting
right,
sick,
right.
really, I'm sure, took
That-
away any other
the
time.
whole week, that
Yeah.
last weekend, yeah, that last weekend
Yeah.
when I should have been, like packing in the visits. I didn't want to get anybody sick. I didn't, feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really going out, and I didn't. I mean, I was so worried that I was going to get my mother sick.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But
Well,
listen, next time, I will definitely come.
for sure.
I will come and sit at the amphitheater at
Yeah.
the park and
And then we'll do a show from here if you want to,
yeah.
from the apartment.
Oh,
And
definitely. We should do one out back at my mother's and by the pool.
yeah, that'd be
How
awesome.
awesome would that be?
I'm bringing Rick a pizza if we do that.
It's the best line of the entire show.
The man
Right there.
just wanted his pizza.
The man just wanted pizza because I had mentioned I was sick of leftovers. I was excited for pizza. Oh my God, I'm bringing Rick a pizza. That is so damn funny.
I will bring him a pizza.
I will
But
bring-
I'm glad we had a chance to do this tonight and get ourselves back on track
oh my
for
God,
the
we
year.
so needed it.
So,
I'm on
Mhm.
yeah. I didn't even drink. Did you drink? I didn't even drink over the holidays.
not really. I
Great
don't know. I
Santa.
kind
I'm
of
like,
lost
I'm
my
on the
taste.
grapes.
I got to get myself back I lost my taste for the whiskey. I need to get myself back in training.
Gotta find
So,
something. Gotta find. You know what? Look for this new brand called Big Nose Kate.
okay. What is that? A bourbon?
I believe it is I believe it's a bourbon. It's
Okay.
I keep seeing I love Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
and her husband make some
Love
fun
her.
videos, but
Yeah.
they've been promoting this Big Nose Kate whiskey.
Okay.
And I think it's only in a couple of states, but I do believe Florida is one of them. And I never made it to the liquor store to find it.
All right. I'll see if I find it, we'll have it when you come here.
Yeah.
Right after the show.
Yes. Save it for the show. And we'll have to we have to catch up with Tyler. Got to find out if
Yeah,
Nick is all right. They got a blizzard in Colorado too.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
to see if he's buried.
Do we
yeah,
have anyone next week, or we have to?
I do not. Do not.
We'll probably have Tyler if
We
you
could.
want.
I actually want to catch up with Jill Bennett because not only did they finish the Under the Influencer movie, but there's
Mhm.
also another one that she did called Bad Habits. And I know that Evelyn talked about it with us about to go into that decentralized website and vote for these things. But
Uh-huh.
the Habits one is really close to getting funding.
Oh,
And
okay.
so maybe if we have Jill on, we can do
Yeah.
that next push and see if we can get it over the hump and get them the funding they need to get it out there because the premise
Awesome.
sounds hilarious. So
It does.
yeah, so maybe we'll see if we can get Jill back. And I got to tell you, we need to have Katie back too. Katie,
Yeah, let's have
because
her.
she's got things in the works that are outrageous. She's in the
Wow.
shortlisted to write a screenplay.
Oh,
She's been
Cool.
doing these talks in London. One was My Queer Diary, where you read old entries from your diary in front of a whole bunch of
oh, wow.
and she did like really well. Gemma's been to both of them because it just happened to be on the days that Gemma's working at the office, so she can
Mhm.
shoot over to Royal Festival Hall
Oh, yeah,
and see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, like she's got like a whole bunch of really good things happening, and I want her to be able to talk about them. So might see if we can get her to do a little something for us.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to great things on the Rainbow Remix in 2023.
Yeah, we'll get some
Yep.
guests. We definitely will. All right,
All
my
right.
friend. It's been so good to see your face.
Yes, low battery. Okay. I'm
Oh,
back.
we better wrap this up. That's an omen.
Nice to see your face too.
Okay, we'll talk soon, and I'll text you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Why do you always run back to the lover you
Like, never stop
once
chasing your
knew?
dreams.
You're addicted to her touch. That's true.
See?
And I confess, my addiction is you.
We drank way too much whiskey.
Don't ask me why I'm here tonight. I had to take this midnight drive to find you. And as I come in through the door, I see her dancing on the floor beside you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You look at me and in my eyes you see the hurt I can't disguise. I want you. And though it seems I look right through, I'm noticing your every move. She's got you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You're my addiction. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. I turn away to mask the pain, but jealousy reveals